Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do a sponsored gameplay overview on a game that I would like to show you guys that's pretty exciting. That is called Table Space. Now, you guys know, for those of you guys who follow me on this channel, I love board games. I have over 250 board games in my collection. I have board game nights all the time with friends coming over, and I always think that board games in VR are just not shown enough. There's not a lot of board games out there or board game apps, even though we are getting a few this year that I'm excited about, this being one of them. And this game is all about playing all different card games in VR. So it's giving you a landscape of being able to play these card games that you know and love, and basically being able to play them in VR, which is super exciting. And it lets you play any card game you could imagine, and it has all the tools that you would need to play these card games. And I'm excited to show you guys this game because, again, I'm a huge person who loves board games and card games, and this is really cool to have in VR to play with your friends online. And let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a brekkie is the gaming tech, is the gaming techie.
Alright guys, welcome here to Table Space VR. As you guys are looking at here, this is a game that, you know, a lot of us always want in VR, and that is more board games. I love board games, and I think they should be in more VR games, and there should be more VR games created. And this app here is all about bringing card games into VR and, you know, giving you a space to be able to play whatever card game you actually want. So as you can see here, you could do multiplayer. You can create your own room or enter a room name and join a room, or go to single player. You can do whatever you want. For the time being, we're just going to do single player so I can show you the variety of features that this game offers. If you guys want to play with your friends, just know that that is definitely an option in this game. But we're just going to go ahead and do single player, and you can see here that there is a couple of different options that you have. You have Texas Hold'em Poker. You got free play, so you can play whatever card game you want. You can do training card games and flower cards. So we're going to go ahead and do free play first, and basically what you do is just drag the box into the center here, as you guys are looking at. And then it puts you into this, like, you know, area where you can actually have cards. And let's say you have 4 friends around, you can see that you could pass the cards around and stuff like that. Let's say I had 4 people in front of me and I'm passing all these cards around and blah, blah, blah. Everyone has their cards. And they're always adding new features into this game, just so you guys know. They're adding constantly. This game just became available into the store. But let's just say then that you have these cards here, and you can kind of float them in front of you so no one else can see them. You know, you can organize them in whatever way you want. Let's say that you have them like this. And now you're playing with 3 other people around you, and imagine that you're playing, you know, any game that you want, because obviously you just have a pack of cards in front of you, and you can play whatever you want. The cards look really good. They're in, you know, high resolution and stuff. They don't look fuzzy or anything. They look good. And you have your card deck here if you want. You have this little button here that kind of gives you other options if you want. So you can see here that you can do chips if you want. And you can stack a bunch of chips that you can give people. So you can give him 5, give him 5, whatever you want to do. If you want to give someone certain chips, you can kind of do whatever you want. In here, it has some dice that you can play with, which is really cool. And you can roll a dice. So any card game that you want to, you know, do that incorporates this stuff, you can do. You have this other sided dice here, so you can roll that. And there you go. It gives you the 4. Like I said, you have all these different things. You have a counter over here, so you can count, you know, for whatever you may be counting on. You can reset. Again, the room is obviously offline, but you can reset all this stuff if you want to. If you need to reset, you can get rid of all that or bring it back. They also hear something that I almost missed that I didn't even see in the corner over here, is you could change the environments that you're playing in. So you can see here, obviously we're in mixed reality. We're in my room. But if you grab these little balls right here, you can kind of see the scenery popping in, and you just put them over here. Now you're playing in, you know, San Francisco and stuff like that over the Golden State Bridge, which is really cool. And then you can kind of pop it out, and then you can go to the next one here, and now you're in like temples and stuff like that, which is really cool. You're kind of just floating above space. The next one here in like snowy mountains and stuff like that. And the next one here, you're kind of in like space and stuff like that. So these are really cool. I still would like to see them expand this a little bit more, where you're in like more like 3D environments as opposed to just being in like you know, this is like a 3D like wallpaper and stuff like that that's kind of surrounding like a 360 picture and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, is cool. Some of these look really good. Like the Golden State Bridge one is definitely my favorite, the one I would definitely play in the most right now, just because it looks really good and has a really cool look to it. But I would love to see them expand this and kind of create 3D environments that, you know, match the theme of the game you may be playing, you know, like poker and stuff, put you in like a real life casino and stuff. But still really, really cool to have these as options so you're not just playing in your room if you don't want to all the time. Really, really cool stuff. You can make the table a little bit like see-through and stuff like that if you want to, or you can make it look like this, which is really cool. You got a trash can over here if you want to throw some stuff out. And then you have all of these different options right here. Let's go ahead and say we reset. And then you have this here. You can actually use this and you can shuffle. So you can have the whole entire deck shuffle if you want to really easily. You can put the cards back in here if you want. And you can see that they're going back into the pile. So let's say we reset this back. We stop having this card float. And let's say you wanted to play a new hand or something like that. Get this card floating out of here, which is hilarious. All the cards are going back into the deck. And this is just really cool because you can play any card game you can imagine. Now you can shuffle them and all of them will get shuffled for you. You're ready to go there. You also have options here. You can do a cleanup. I probably could have done that before. Or you could auto deal. So you can just deal you know, to your card dock right here. Obviously, since it's only me in the room, it thinks it's only me. But if there was 3 other people in here, you know, the card dock would be available for everyone else. And you could deal, as you can see, 5 different cards. And now you have your card dock right here. So you don't have to put them floating in front of you like I was doing before. That's an option if you want to do it that way. But your card dock is where they should go. And you can see that they float right next to it. And you can put as many cards as you want. If you got to draw one, another card gets added into there. So it's really cool. And you can put this card dock anywhere you want. No one else can see it. It's kind of floating in there. And then, you know, you can play your cards, play it down, whatever you want to do, and play that game, which is really cool. So going back to the main menu here, if we go back and we hit leave and we go back to single player, like I said, there is other games you can play as well. So poker here, as an example, you can go ahead and start this and put it right here in the middle. So here in Texas Hold'em, you can see that the table is obviously different than it was before. You still got your card dock here, but, you know, now you can, you know, take chips and toss them to people and stuff like that, depending on what you're doing and how many chips everyone's supposed to get. And then, you know, you can play Texas Hold'em on a table with 4 other people or multiple people around the table, which is really cool. And being able to play those games is really fun. So you got your Texas Hold'em here around the different table. And then if we go back to single player, so you got your free play that you can play whatever you want. You got your poker, which is a different table. But then you got TCG, and we all know how big of a deal that is. TCG games like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and stuff. So here it is. Welcome to TCG mode. Try a sample deck or make a custom one. So you can make a custom deck, or you can just leave the decks as is and you're, you know, doing a 1v1 battle. So I'm just going to go ahead and select this one here. And as you can see, now you can play, you know, different types of games. So these are your card docks and stuff. So imagine here you collecting your cards and stuff like that. And you guys are seeing what this is, right? This is Magic the Gathering. And you can see the different cards. You can read what they are, summon shader. And then you could play games like Magic the Gathering. So you could see here, you know, then you could play your cards out however you need to play them. And play Magic the Gathering. I haven't played Magic the Gathering since I was in high school, so I don't know the rules of it. So I can't tell you exactly how it's played, but I can show you the different cards and stuff like that they have in the game. And you can play 1v1, as you guys are looking at here, which is super, super cool. You have your same options that you did before, like cleanup, like you could search for something. So look at that. You get to see all the different cards as you search that are in your deck, and you can look for a certain card if you need to kind of pull it out and stuff like that, which is super cool. So you can collapse that and put them in there if you need to look for a certain card. You can shuffle them, as we talked about before. So all of that is all available for you. And you can auto deal, you can do the cleanup and all that kinds of stuff if there was cards to kind of clean up and stuff like that. And then it shuffles them. So, and like you saw, it lets you create custom decks as well if you don't want to just use the deck that they made you. So it's really, really cool what they're trying to do here to bring every kind of card game into here. Which is interesting. And then you got the last one here, flower cards. I actually don't know. I'm not familiar with this game, so I'm just going to show it to you guys so you guys can take a look, but I'm not exactly sure how it's played. But you can see, again, you have these different cards here. I think I've heard of this before, but it's not a game I'm familiar with to know how to tell you how to play, but you know it's here. And you have all these different cards, and you have all the different options that you're used to seeing you know, like searching and seeing all the different cards that are in here, as you can see. So that's really, really cool. But yeah, this is really, really interesting. The fact that you can play all of these different card games and stuff, and they're adding stuff to this game all the time. Well, TCG literally just went live like a week ago. But the fact that you have, you know, a deck of cards that lets you play pretty much any game you want with the dice and chips and stuff like that you can play in any way you want is awesome, because that means that every card game in VR can now be played. And they said that they're going to be adding stuff over time. So obviously stuff I would want to see is when you're doing things like Texas Hold'em Poker and you're doing, you know, some free play stuff, to somehow keep track of some of the scores. So if you're playing things like spades and stuff, you can have a little thing on the side that lets you keep track. I know they have the little counter that they talked about, but more of the, you know, keeping track of score would be obviously helpful in here. But this is a free, you know, a free to explore kind of game where you can kind of play anything you want, which is super, super cool in my opinion. The fact that you can play all of these different card games in VR and kind of have them here. Definitely a game you guys should check out. It is free. Check it out in the store. It is super fun, and I'm sure they're going to be adding, you know, more things over time like they talked about. Let them know what they want, what you guys want, because they're definitely listening. Like I said, I want more ways of things being able to keep track of score. Of course, I want to see more of these, more card games that are specific around like tables and stuff, because that's obviously, you know, really cool as well. Can't wait to see what they do next, guys. Check this game out if you guys haven't already. The link will be down in the description, and thank you guys for watching. Till next time.